Dear students, today we are going to discuss the chapter 6th, that is life processes. Around us there are many things. Among them, some of them are having life and others are non-living. We say living things and we say non-living things. The question arises, on what criteria we decide whether something is alive or not. The most important criteria to decide whether something is alive is movement. See, the movement, if a thing is moving, then we say the thing is living. If there is no movement, we generally say the thing is non-living things. All living things move without the help of any external help. So, if the thing that is around us is moving by itself, then we call it is living things. See, we cannot say all the things which are moving are living things, because the vehicles can move from one place to another place, but we cannot say they are living things, because they do not have they do not have the capacity to move by themselves. So they are moving with the help of external force. But living things or living organism can move from one place to another place without the help of any external help. They can move by themselves. So such things are called living things. Some movements are easily visible, like the movement of body parts. The animals can show the movement. These movements can be seen. They can move from one place to another place, or they may, for example, if I ask you to raise your hand, you raise your hand. That is the movement of the body part that is visible, that can be seen. But some movements are not easily visible, like molecular movements. Molecular, because our body is also consists of atoms, molecules, they have molecular movements. Those movements cannot be seen. The molecular movement in cells and tissue is necessary for all life process. But so the movements of the molecules that are present in the cells, the molecular movement in the tissue, they cannot be seen, but they are very essential for the life process. See, here in this image we can see some such movements. This is the movement of bird, movement of fish, movement of fish. These movements can be seen, but the molecular movements, here there is a molecule. Consider this is H, this is another H, H2, hydrogen molecule. These molecules can move or vibrate on their axis, but those movements cannot be seen. Next, let us focus our attention the meaning of life process. Life process are the basic processes in the living organism which are necessary for maintaining their life. ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿಗೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸಸ್, ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೋ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಜೈವಿಕ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸಸ್ which are taking place in the living organism, which are necessary for maintaining their life. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜೀವ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ನಡಿಬೇಕು. The basic life process can be grouped like this: nutrition, taking food and digestion of food. So this is a necessary process that takes place in the body of living organism. Then respiration. Respiration is the process by which the living organisms get their energy. So this process is also necessary for generating energy. Transportation in the body of plants, water moves from one place to another place, food materials move from one place to another place, and in our body blood moves throughout the body and carry oxygen and food. So these processes can be generally called transportation. And excretion, the waste materials which are not necessary for our body can be excreted out of the body. So these are some of the common or basic processes that are necessary for living organism to maintain their life. Now let us discuss these life processes in brief. See, nutrition is a process of taking food by the organism. ಜೀವಿಯು ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲೈಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಫಾರ್ life process. So intaking of food and utilization of the food by the body is called life process. ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬೋದು. ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. So respiration is another life process. It's a process by which food is burned in the cells, in the body cells, with the liberation of energy. For this process, oxygen is necessary. So respiration is a life process in which energy is released in the body by the burning of food materials in the presence of oxygen. So this is another life process. Then comes transportation. It's a process by which food materials, oxygen, water and waste materials are carried from one part of the body to another part of the body. For example, oxygen, during the process of respiration, we absorb oxygen. So oxygen gets into the body through lungs, and it is transported to each and every cells of the body through blood. So blood is a transportation system that is present in the human body. Then the waste materials that are produced in the life processes. There are many waste materials that are produced during life processes. Those materials are toxic materials. We can call them as waste products. Those waste products should not be stored in the body. That should be removed from or eliminated from the body. So the process of elimination of the waste product from the body is called excretion. So here there is images of the life processes which we have discussed so far. This is the digestive system you have studied in the previous years. So this is necessary for digestion of the food and absorption of the food. Next comes respiration. Oxygen is necessary for each and every cells for burning process. So oxygen is absorbed here through nose and other respiratory parts. The oxygen that is present in the atmosphere is absorbed in the lungs, and it is supplied to each and every cells of the body through blood circulation. This is a transportation system. This is the lung, this is the heart which pumps the blood to the lungs to the lungs, and here the purification of blood takes place. Oxygen is absorbed by the blood, and carbon dioxide that is present in the blood is given out in the lungs. So that carbon dioxide is expelled out from the lungs during respiration, and pure blood is supplied to each and every parts of the body. And while coming back, the blood carries carbon dioxide, and that impure blood again goes to lungs for purification. This is how transportation of food and oxygen takes place in our body. This is called transportation system. This is the excretory system. See here, there are two kidneys. They filter the blood, and nitrogen waste materials are expelled out from the body. So this system keeps the body pure. Next, let us focus our attention on nutrition. So, as I told you earlier, nutrition is a process of intaking food materials and utilization of the food material in the body. You know, the food is necessary to build the body, for growth, to repair the damaged parts of the body, and for energy. So these are the important uses of nutrition. So nutrition is a process by which the organism builds its body. That means it can be otherwise called growth, and the worn and torn parts of the body can repair, and the body gets energy. So this is the importance of intaking food. So life on the earth depending on carbon based molecules. So carbon compounds are necessary, and they can be considered as this carbon can be considered as an important element for to life origin on the earth. ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಜೀವ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಧಾತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ? ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್, and we are using some other substances like water and air, but these water and air, they are also necessary for our body, but these water and air they are not carbon compounds, but air contains carbon dioxide, but it is not useful for it is not used by our body. So food, major carbohydrate, fat, proteins, they are all carbon compounds. So carbon is necessary or basic molecule. It makes the living organism to origin on the earth. So under the heading nutrition, there are two main types of nutrition. They are autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic, auto refers to self, that means swaposhane. In Kannada we can call it is swaposhane. Then heterotrophic we can call it is paraposhane. That means in autotrophic nutrition, the organism prepare its own food. For example, green plants and some bacteria are capable of preparing their own food by the process called photosynthesis. Such organisms are called autotrophic or autotrophs. They are called autotrophs, and the mode of nutrition or type of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. Then comes to the living organism, what is called animals, birds, fish. They are heterotrophic in nature. That means they cannot prepare their own food. They are depending on plants directly or indirectly for getting food. So this is we have discussed. See, autotrophs, it is a type of nutrition in which organism prepare their own food from simple inorganic substances. For the preparation of food is an organic compound. This organic compound is prepared from inorganic substances like carbon dioxide, water, These are the inorganic components or compounds that are used during photosynthesis. This photosynthesis takes place in the presence of sunlight, and chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. So, by using chlorophyll and in the presence of sunlight, plants can utilize carbon dioxide and water to prepare food. That process is called photosynthesis. Let us discuss it in later in detail. So, all green plants and some bacteria, they are considered as autotrophic, the autotrophs, and the nutrition that is seen in all green plants are autotrophic nutrition. ಸ್ವಪೋಷಣೆ, ತಮ್ಮ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ತಾವೇ ತಯಾರಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತವೆ, ಅಂಥದನ್ನು ಆಟೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Then comes heterotrophic nutrition. Almost all animals, fungi and some bacteria are coming under the type heterotrophs, and the nutrition that is seen in heterotrophs are called heterotrophic nutrition. It is a nutrition in which organisms get their food directly or indirectly from the plants. ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಆಹಾರ ಪೋಷಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವಿಗಳು ತಮ್ಮ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಪರೋಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಸಸ್ಯದಿಂದ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತವೆ. ಅಂತಹ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೆಟರೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಈ ಹೆಟರೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ತುಂಬ ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೆಟರೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್. There are three main types of heterotrophic nutrition. They are saprophytic, ಕೊಳೆತಿನಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, saprophytic. Then parasitic, ಪರಾವಲಂಬಿಗಳು, and holozoic ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ರೀತಿಯ ಪೋಷಣೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So let us study these three types of nutrition. See, the first type is saprophytic nutrition. See here, you can see mushroom. Mushroom is growing on dead and decaying material. So the type of nutrition that is observed in mushroom can be called as saprophytic nutrition. So what is sapro? Sapro refers to decaying. Phyta refers to plants. The nutrition that is seen in the plant which absorb food materials from the decaying material is called saprophytic nutrition. ಯಾವ ಸಸ್ಯವು ಕೊಳೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ವಸ್ತುವಿನಿಂದ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ತಾನು ಜೀವಿಸ್ತದೋ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಫೈಟಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಳೆತಿನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಫುಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಕೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಸತ್ತ ಮತ್ತು ಕೊಳೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ವಸ್ತುವಿನಿಂದ ಆಹಾರ ಪಡೆದು ಅದರ ಆಹಾರದ ಪೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನದು ಪೂರೈಸಿಕೊಳ್ತದೋ, ಹಾಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ರೋಫೈಟಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದೇ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಫುಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್. ಇವು ಕೊಳಿತಾ ಇರುವ ವಸ್ತುವನ್ನು ಹೊರಗಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತವೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಮಶ್ರೂಮ್, ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಮೌಲ್ಡ್, ಬ್ರೆಡ್ಡಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಈಸ್ಟ್, ಬೇಕರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸುವಂಥ ಈಸ್ಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ದೆನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸಿಟಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್. Parasitic nutrition in which the organism gets the food from other living organism. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಶ್ರಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಜೀವಿಯನ್ನು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಆಶ್ರಯ ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬೋದು. ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್ it is a type of nutrition in which living organism get their food from living organism. ಬೇರೊಂದು ಜೀವಿಯ ದೇಹದಿಂದ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಪಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಪಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮತ್ತು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಕಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ಲದೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಹಾರ ಪಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕಾಸಸ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಸಸ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಸಸ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ಫಾರ್. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಾಣುವಂತಹ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸೈಟಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್. So the nutrition in which the organism get their food from the living organism without killing them, ಆ ಜೀವಿಯನ್ನು ಸಾಯಿಸದೇ ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಹಾರ ಪಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಸಿಟಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್. ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಕಸ್ಕುಟ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಣಿಕೆ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಈ ಬಂದಣಿಕೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬಳ್ಳಿ ರೀತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಮರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳೆದು ಆ ಮರದಿಂದ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು, ನೀರನ್ನು ಅದು ಪಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕಸ್ಕುಟ. ದೆನ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಡ್, ಮರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳೆಯುವಂತಹ ಆರ್ಕಿಡ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ. ದೆನ್ ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಜೀವಿಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಹಸುವಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳೆಯುವಂತಹ, ನಾವು ಏನು ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉಣುಗು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಿರಬಹುದು. ದೆನ್ ಲೈಸ್, ಹೇನಿರಬಹುದು. ಲೀಚಸ್, ಇಂಬಳ ಇರಬಹುದು. ರೌಂಡ್ ವರ್ಮ್, ದುಂಡು ಹುಳು. ಟೇಪ್ ವರ್ಮ್, ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಹುಳು. Then plasmodium. These are some of the organisms, they are getting the food from other living organism, and they do not kill the organism, but they get the food from the organism. Such organisms are called parasites, and the mode of nutrition that can be seen in parasites are called parasitic nutrition. Then comes holozoic nutrition. Holo refers to similar, zoo refers to animals. The nutrition which is similar to animals is called holozoic nutrition. So it is a nutrition in which organisms take food directly and then digest and absorb it. Amoeba, paramecium, birds, fish, human, these organisms take food from plants or getting food from other organisms directly, and they digest the food in their body. ಜೀರ್ಣ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತವೆ. ಜೀರ್ಣ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಜೀರ್ಣವಾದ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಅವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ದಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ holozoic nutrition. Then nutrition in plants, this concept let us discuss later. So thank you for listening the class.